a nightmare for Punjab, a nightmare that they have to recover from real quick because they are playing the second game tomorrow, and you know Hyderabad will be hoping to ride on that nightmare and extend it for Punjab. Let's have a look
Yeah.
at the Punjab team real quick. And Harsha, do you see any
Yeah.
changes happening over here?
What I do
Well,
know is
the answer
there
is
are
yes. Just like you say Chennai doesn't do any changes, you say Punjab, safe
Punjab
to say
always.
yes. Yeah.
What I do know is that everybody's supporting Hyderabad in this game because Punjab is just, they've got 3 wins there, right? Just as in the previous game, everybody's supporting Delhi except Rajasthan themselves. Everyone want Delhi to win. But they played a peculiar team. They played Fabian Allen as a pure batsman at 6. He didn't bowl a
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
But what it meant
Yeah.
was that after 6, there was no batting left. And so the top 6 will have to adjust to the fact that there is no batting left. So they might make that little change because, I mean, they didn't bowl Fabian Allen. They thought there's too many left-handers batting, which is different way of looking at it. But their top 3, 4 are fantastic. They now need
Yeah.
to get more force down. And what about Chris Gayle? How can you keep Chris Gayle out of the side any longer? He's got a good record there. Will they play
Yeah.
Markram again? They played Markram because he gives you a little bit of off spin too. But Gayle is Gayle.
He got 2 half centuries last year when they played in Sharjah. He got there was RCB and KKR. He got a 53 of 45 and then a 51 of 29 against Kolkata. That was 12 months ago when they were playing in Sharjah. They're playing this game in Sharjah as well. And good point, Harsha. Good point, Michael, that Harsha makes about how long can you keep Chris Gayle out?
Well, I would say if you're not playing Chris Gayle in Sharjah, where's he going to play?
Yeah.
If you're not going to roll out the universe boss on a postage stamp on a decent pitch, where realistically you're thinking about playing him. I think Chris Gayle it's remarkable that he's still playing to the level. With the amount that he's played, the age that he's at. But Punjab are a funny team. I don't quite get the mechanism. I don't like the formula. I don't like this top-headed bat and then nothing really in the middle. I don't fear too many of their bowlers. When I look at them, I don't fear too many of them. I actually don't think they're a great team. I'll be honest with you. I don't think they're that good. I don't think they've got that great a squad. I think if you can muddle up an 11 from that squad and it be competitive, I think they've done really well to do that because I just think they're not as good as some of the other squads.
Adil Rashid, because I remember you tweeting out saying it's about time Adil Rashid gets a gig in the IPL. I honestly thought that he wouldn't get a chance because this is a team that has Ravi Bishnoi, who's done well, young cricketer. They've got Murugan Ashwin. They thought that Adil Rashid would not play. He did play that day, but what did you make of him that day? Because he went for a few.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't think you can judge a player on a one-off game. I think you've got to see him over 4 or 5 games, and hopefully, I mean, if I'm playing him in every game just to try and find out about him, and he's a wonderful bowler. I have him right up there with Rashid Khan in terms of leg spin in the white ball format. In international cricket, what he's done for England in T20 and 50 overs has been remarkable. You take Adil Rashid out of an England white ball team, and I think they're a lot lesser team. Yeah. I think he's one of the players that can't be replaced in the England squad. We've got nothing quite like him. Matt Parkinson's not bad. Bowls a little bit slower, but Adil Rashid for England has been phenomenal. It does surprise me that it's taken Adil so long to get in the IPL, and I have every confidence that over the next few games he'll prove his worth. And with 2 extra teams next year, I'll be staggered if he doesn't go for quite a few quid in the next round of auctions.
The only question is, do they need a Chris Jordan, for example? Do they need that other experienced seam bowling option? So if you look at the Punjab side again, let's see what they could do is if they have to get Chris Jordan in, he's got to come either for Fabian Allen or for Adil Rashid. And who did they had the spinner last time? They had Harpreet Brar, the left arm spinner.
Yes.
So they have Harpreet Brar, they have Fabian Allen, they have Adil Rashid, all turn it the same way. And in terms of pace, they played Ishan Porel, Arshdeep Singh and Shami. If they think Ishan Porel is a little too inexperienced, they need Chris Jordan instead of Ishan Porel, then that might make life a little difficult for Adil Rashid because they could then play Bishnoi in place of Adil Rashid. If either of them batted, then Fabian Allen's place was in doubt. But look at this. This is a side where there are no all-rounders. Can you have Chris Jordan batting at 6? I'm not so sure you can have him batting at 6. So it's a slightly imbalanced side.
Yeah, it's an imbalanced squad, and you're seeing that imbalance happen on the field as well when the 11 go down. But more than anything else, Punjab fans will be hoping that their openers were their most prolific batting pair, their most prolific batters. They're hoping that the openers don't get a century stand. That's right. You heard it right. They're hoping that the openers don't get a century stand. All right, let's have a look at the Hyderabad team. They have no such problems. They're not winning games. They had a leadership problem. They had a leadership issue, which has been sorted out. Kane Williamson has been handed the captaincy. They have all-rounders. They have many dimensions of players, Harsha. They've got a bit of everything. And now, in a way, like Johnny Best was a great player. But him not coming may just be a blessing in disguise, because now they can add a holder / Nabi in that kind of number 6 position, which has been a problematic for them. And now that gets sorted.
They're a bit like some of my jackets. So very fashionable 2 years ago, but now you look like you're wearing an old one. So a lot of that team was very good 2 or 3 years ago. But at the moment, you look at that fast bowling here. There's Bhuvi. Now Natarajan's gone. Khalil is just a hit or miss. If you look, in mathematics, there's a principle of one variable determining the rest of the properties. You call it the discriminant variable. There's one variable that tells you what's happening. David Warner is that person. David Warner has lifted that side year upon year upon year upon year. Warner's down, Hyderabad is down. I think there's a leading indicator there. Warner does well, Hyderabad does well. Warner's struggling, Hyderabad is struggling. So for them to get back or even upset some of the teams, they need David Warner to come back or find a David Warner equivalent to play that role. Because otherwise,
Harsha, can I ask you a question? So 2 years ago, what kind of jacket was David Warner? I'm intrigued to know the colour, the shape. What kind of jacket was he? Because whatever the jacket was 2 years ago, it's not in trend at the minute. What was it? Did it have a hood? Cagoule? I don't know. What was it?
Maybe
I'll tell you. I'll tell you the line that I have. It's called Gucci from Gurgaon. I make a Gucci from Gurgaon line. I think he was definitely more fashionable than that. But Harsha, I mean, here's outlandish suggestion. It may seem to people, but it's happened, right? They did drop Warner. They took the captaincy away from him. You have a Jason Roy there, and as we've seen, Jason Roy is a gun-opening batsman.
Yeah, but he's one of the greats.
Who dare think that?
Yeah, Warner is one of the greats of this tournament. They've dropped him. Yeah. They've brought him back. Right? They dropped him from the side. Now they've brought him back. There's no best, so they've brought Warner back. But the moment they bring Warner back, you can't tell him, sorry, we saw you for 3 balls and you were not good enough. So they've got to give Warner another game. The question is, do they play Roy for holder? And do they back their Indian batting? Because they struggle in the middle order. And that's why they had a seam bowler who could bat in holder. Can they say, we'll go with Roy instead of holder, and I'll back my Indian bowling contingent, Rashid Khan and the other Indian bowlers, to deliver the job for me. And then I go back like Warner and Bairstow. I've got Warner and Roy.
Then where's Ridhiman Saha batting then?
Wherever. Right? I mean, you can't say that I'm leaving out a good player because my other player can't.
No, fair enough. I know. I'm just like playing devil's advocate here and just saying.
No, there's
where do you?
There's Williamson 3, Manish Pandey 4. He could maybe come in at 5, and with a mandate to just go for it.